Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am doing a soft glam fall time makeup look, something of that nature by the time you guys see this video. Obviously it has the title, but I don't know what that's going to be, so oh well. But yeah, this is just the makeup look that I decided to pull off today. I normally wear like no makeup at all, but I've been getting into different colors, and so far I've only been brave enough to try this like maroon color. I've been playing with the Anastasia Subculture palette. When I saw this, I low-key like just didn't even have the funds for it, but I bought it anyways because it was just so pretty and I just feel like I need to use it. So I'm gonna try to do a look with all of these colors, like obviously not at the same time, but like at different times, because I really want to be able to like try them out and use them, because I really like the green shades and I think they would look good. So I just need to find makeup looks for them. But today you guys get my neutral soft fall glam look. I think this looks really good for photos. I actually did this makeup look the other day. I did it on Friday, I think, and it looks so good in photos. So this color on my lips is literally perfect for photos. It makes it look like you have like makeup on even when you don't do it. So like if you just have like a natural day where you just wear like mascara, wear this and it looks like you did your whole face. Like it looks like you slayed your face and you might only have on mascara. So highly recommend that. I won't ramble too much in the beginning. I'm gonna do a voiceover for the video so you guys will hear my lovely voice even more in the video, but I just want to explain to you guys like what I do. So yeah, that is all. I will let y'all get into it. Hi everyone, so let's just jump right into this video. I am first going to be applying the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I don't know which one this one is. I think it's just the original formula. I just really like this primer. I've never really tried any other ones, but this one's definitely been working for me, so I'm just gonna roll with it. So I just spread this all over my eyelid, especially in the crease. We are going to be putting shadow there later, so make sure you cover your entire eyelid. Moving on to face primer, I use Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. It is one of my favorite moisturizers ever. It keeps your foundation on, like it doesn't give it a sticky consistency. It gives it more of like a kind of tacky, and then it dries, so it feels like it sticks to your face. Almost dries like paint does, which is kind of a weird feeling. But it feels really good like when you want your makeup to stay on all day long, which is definitely what happens with this primer. So I highly recommend it, and it's not even supposed to be used as a primer, so you know it's discounted. And moving on to Wet n Wild foundation, I never wear foundation, but if I do, this is definitely what I go to. This shade is my shade. I love the texture of this foundation. It has absolutely no thickness to it. It's not like grayish, like not cakey, nothing. It smooths all over the skin perfectly. I absolutely love it, and I think it is like $5 maybe $3, but I know it's no more than like $6 for this foundation, so I highly recommend it. I am not a huge makeup guru at the moment. I'm getting into it, but I definitely am into it on a budget, if you know what I mean. And I'm careful to just blend this all over, down on the neck, on the jawline. It's super important to blend it even if it is your perfect shade. You just want to make sure it goes down the neck so you don't look like we have that cakey little ring. You don't like that. And moving on, the next thing that I'm going to do is apply a concealer. I use two concealers. I use a darker one that kind of gets rid of the under eye circles, gives me a really good base, because the other one I'm going to use is a little bit lighter, and I don't like to use it without this. This kind of gives it more of like a skin tone, whereas the other one is more of like a highlighter type of concealer. So I just spread this underneath my eyelid. I use whatever is left over on the brush applicator, so I don't really squeeze out too much more, plus my tube is running hella low if you can't really tell. After blending that in with my finger, I go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, which is the matching concealer to that foundation. I love both of these. It just has the best texture ever. So I've used a lot of concealers in my life, and this is definitely my favorite one. It just blends so smoothly and looks so seamless. I get so many compliments on my skin when I wear both of these together. So obviously it's not my skin, but you know what I'm saying, compliments on my makeup. So I highly recommend it. And I blend this one again in with my fingers as well. I just find that the warmth of my fingers kind of melts the product into the skin rather than using a brush. I find that that takes way longer for me, and I'm not a huge fan of spending a lot of time on my under eye concealer. And after we put on that concealer, I like to set it with Airspun. My friend turned me on to this. I actually thought this was going to be too light for me, but I realized it's a translucent shade. I love the smell of this powder. It smells so good. And I'm sorry for people blowing up my phone right now. But this powder smells so good. It's so thin. It's like rice powder. I don't know how to describe it. It's just the best setting powder ever. It doesn't really show up in any photos like Casper the Ghost, so that's great. And then I just let it sit there and bake for about 10 minutes under my eyes, and then I move on to eyeshadow. So I'm using my Anastasia Subculture palette, my favorite palette that I own. Literally, the colors are so beautiful. They're so pigmented, they're so smooth, and they blend perfectly. And I'm going in with All Star, which is the dark crimson color, all over the lid. So I just did a little close-up for you guys. You can see what I'm doing here, but I just pack it all over the lid. I don't mind getting it in the crease area because we are going to blend anyways in there. Just want to make sure you get it all over the lid, spread it out. You don't want it to be too cakey in one area and not in the other. And moving on to the crease shade, I used my BH Cosmetics Neutral palette. I just used a random, like, kind of burnt brown for the shade. I thought that was really nice for the fall. Look, it had like a little ombre kind of orangey color to it, but it was also brown, so I thought that was perfect for the crease. So I just go ahead and blend that in, and I do it basically to the inner corner. I don't like leaving the inner corner like unblended for some reason. I think it looks super weird on my eyes. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I just blend that in as much as I can, and blending is really key here, so I definitely sped up through this video so you guys didn't see me blending. But it really is key. You could spend like 20 minutes on blending and it still wouldn't be enough. But I low-key did do that in this video, but I definitely cut those clips out. But you just want to spend a really decent amount of time blending it in there so it doesn't look harsh, and so the transition between the eyelid and the crease isn't, you know, so blunt. You just want it to be kind of like a smooth transition. And time to wipe off the crack cocaine hair, JK, just the Airspun powder. Just want to wipe that off with the same brush that you put on. I just always remember to take this off because there are several times that I have almost forgotten to take this off and you look crazy, like there's so much white powder under your eyes, so just be careful in remembering that step. And moving on, I go ahead and use my winged eyeliner, my trusty little liner from Essence. It is definitely a good liner in terms of felt tip marker. I'm usually a liquid eyeliner type of person, but when I bought this, I really wanted to try out a marker. I thought that might be a little easier for me, but I think I'm a fan of the liquid liner better. But this is all that I had, so I just went ahead and extended the wing. I actually extended it way farther than I wanted to because the tip was not pointy enough for me, so I just kept extending it until I got it pointy. And the key here is really to use light strokes, and I've also noticed another good tip and trick is to use a piece of tape. So line it up with the bottom of your eyelid and put it up through your eyebrow, like up to the end of your eyebrow, and then put the line on. It goes on so much smoother. It's definitely a lot easier if you have a really unsteady hand, but if you can freehand it, why not? YOLO. And moving on to lashes, I go ahead and cut my lashes in half because I actually hate putting the whole band across my eyelid. My inner eyelids get really irritated by the band, so I just cut them in half and put it on the outer edge of my eye. I find that this looks okay. I don't have a huge issue with the way it looks. Obviously you can tell like you don't have mascara on in the front of your eyelashes, but I think it's okay for this particular look just because we do have the wing, so it kind of accentuates the wing in my opinion, but that's just how I look at it. If you want to put the full band of lashes on, by all means go ahead. I'm sure it will take this look up a notch and make it way more glam, but you know, I'm boring Betty over here and kind of just cut them in half. So moving on to lips, I was actually looking for a different NYX eyeliner or lip liner, but I found this one. It's in the shade Mauve, but my favorite one is in the shade Nutmeg, but it's currently MIA somewhere in the abyss of my room. So I just lined my lips with Mauve, and I overlined the Cupid's bow because it makes your lips look a little bit fatter without having to inject them with any of that lovely stuff that you see on Instagram. So overlining is definitely the cheaper dupe for that. So I overline and then underline my bottom lip, and then in the middle I use my NYX Lingerie Lip Wear. I don't know what shade this is in. I can find out for you like right now. It is in the shade Honeymoon. So this is similar to the Kylie lip kit in my opinion, and it's like a fraction of the price. So I just put that on the inside of my lips, and it kind of gives my lips a little ombre because I have the light mauve going on the outside and the darker taupe color on the inside of my lips. I'm super obsessed with this lip color at the moment when I do decide to wear lipstick, because that's a real, you know, one in a blue moon type of thing. So after that, I just reline my lips and you are all done. You can add lip gloss to it, but I prefer the matte look since I have no glitter or anything like that in my whole eyelid or whatever. And moving on to bronzer, I'm going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. One of my favorites. It looks the most natural on my skin. I just feel like it gives you a really good sun-kissed glow. So I go ahead and put that in the contours of my cheeks. I'm not a super huge fan of doing the duck face and then kind of like getting the contour in there. I just kind of like to bronze up the area. Do right under the cheekbones works well for me, and then on the forehead, and sometimes I'll take it down to my neck, but honestly I don't like to do that too much because no one really looks under your neck. Like, I don't see the point in that. I know I've seen some YouTubers do it, but that's not for me. And moving on to blush, I use the BH Cosmetics Classic Blush Palette. So definitely one of my favorite finds. I found this actually on sale at Kohl's. So I just use the two shades that I'm pointing at right here. One is a little more mauve-y and the other one is a little more of a neutral tone. I just like the way they look together. I think it gives it a really nice sun-kissed kind of glow, kind of like a bronzy look. Ties the whole eyeshadow into the rest of the face. And to finish up, I just go in with my Wet n Wild highlighter. I think this is in the shade Pearl, but I can't really remember, and I don't have it on me at the moment. But I just highlight my nose. I just like the way that looks. I don't highlight anything else besides the nose. And that is it. Have you shining like a little disco ball. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.